Oh my goodness. Welcome in. Welcome in. I am Karma with Lewis Acre Farm, and this is Meet Me Monday. Hello. Karma with Lewis Acre Farm. I had music playing on my phone while I was getting ready, and I forgot to turn the volume down. Oops. So how is everybody? I hope you're all doing well. So I am excited about today. I have a very special guest that I am waiting to have join me in my green room. I am just getting to know this wonderful lady, and I hope you all will give her a very warm welcome today. I want to say hello to everyone in chat. Let's see, we have Logan, my wonderful husband. He's very faithful to join me in my lives every week, and that's wonderful. I appreciate it. It's nice to have the support of the one you love. And let's see, we have Jaden. Jaden, thank you for joining us. And let's see, oops, not supposed to do that. Let's see who else is in here in chat. Yeah, Joyful Stephie was in here a minute ago, and I am waiting for her to join me in the green room. She is our guest today. I will be keeping this short today. We have an appointment that we have to get to later. I normally go live at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, but we have to leave a little before 1. So we decided to go early so that we could still bring you Meet Me Monday. So what is everybody doing to stay cool and enjoy themselves in these last days of summer? We are finishing up some summertime projects and enjoying our garden. I have some kittens that I'm working with, trying to tame them down so that I can get them spayed and find homes for them. They showed up under our house. Their mom had them under our house, and I've not been able to get close to the mom, but I can touch all 4 of the kittens, and I can pick up and hold and love on 2 of them, and I'm getting close to being able to really love on the 3rd one. The 4th one is still very scared of me, but I can touch her. And other than that, we are just staying busy with the little things that you have to do around home, appointments, family. We became grandparents this last week. We have a grand kitty. Well, welcome in, Kristen. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. But yes, we have a grand kitty, and she is so, so sweet. She is really long-legged. She has long, skinny legs and a long body, and she's the most beautiful gray. And her name is Kiwi. She is super sweet. And my guest has just joined me in the green room, so I'm going to bring her up. I would like you to welcome Joyful Steph to the stage.
Hey,
Hi,
Carmen. Hey,
Stephie.
everybody. Sorry, I couldn't get the link. I was like trying to get it out of the, click it in the email and it was not working. So I had to type it in.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's been a kind of a easy day today, just relaxed.
Do have some problems when I do um, guest speakers, and I'm trying to figure this out. Um, I have a bit of a problem with lagging,
Okay.
and so it will buffer a little bit right at first. Sometimes it clears up. I have an old computer. I do have decent internet, but I like to sit outside where it's cooler in the breeze.
Right.
I'm sitting closer to the house, but sometimes it does lag. So I
Okay.
do
That's
apologize in
fine.
advance for that. But I am so glad you're here.
Me too. I've watched the show.
So,
The first time I caught it was with Anne. That's the first one I've ever caught.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Then I went back and watched some of the others.
Okay.
But yeah, but today
Well,
is
I'm really glad you're here. So, why
yes.
don't you start by introducing yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do on your channel.
Okay. Well, my name's Joyful Stephie. People call me Stephie or Joyful, either one, or Stephanie. And I started my channel. For one, God spoke to me to do it. I laughed, of course. I'm like, what? Because I'm so not the type to do something like that. And so then my mom, I told my mom that God told me to do that, and she was really encouraging me, kept encouraging me to do it. So she started going out buying stuff for me to do my background in my office. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to do this. And then she passed away. And
Oh, so
yeah, and then I was like, I have to do it. So I pretty much have done it for her and I'm being obedient to God as well. But it's mostly for her. And whenever, I mean, because there's been times I've wanted to quit for real. And then I'm like, I know that I can hear her voice telling me you need to keep going, So, yeah, I mean, I do, fashion hauls, shoes, jewelry, all that stuff because I was just a girly girl. Um, I also do devotionals. I'm getting back into that. I kind of laid back off of those because they weren't getting any views. Plus, I was like lower in subscribers, so I'm going to start those back up. And then I do arts and crafts as well. I'm an artist. I do my pastels. I love doing that, and I'm trying to get back into painting. It's been years since I've painted, but so I haven't done any much of my arts and crafts lately. And but yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty laid back person. I'm honest and truthful. What you see is what you get, pretty much, And
I'd
God's
like to
made me
say
into it.
WYSIWYG.
God thinks
WYSIWYG.
that
It
I'm.
bugs my son to pieces when I say that because he has Asperger's and
Oh yes,
electronics is the thing. And so when I say
yeah,
WYSIWYG, it just bugs him. But what you see is WYSIWYG.
yes, yes. I mean, because I've always been that way, And the more that I've gotten older, I'm even more honest and truthful. Not to say that I've, I'm sure all of us have lied in the past, and stuff. But
Right.
I've been lied to a lot in my lifetime, so I hate it. That's like my major pet peeve.
Me
So I
too.
really try, yeah, I really try to show grace sometimes because I know that we are human. It's just really hard,
Right. I'd
honestly.
rather
But
you hurt me with the truth than to
yeah,
crush me with a
yes,
lie.
And my mom was an honest and blunt person, but she was also compassionate and very giving. So all of my friends would actually go to her um, before they went and got their hair cut and show how they wanted it cut if she thought it would look good on them, and she'd tell them the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, one time my girlfriend, one of my girls, her boyfriend was with her, and her fiance asked, how does my beard look? She goes, I don't like it on you. It makes you look old. So he shaved it off.
Yeah.
But, but yeah, I mean, I love people. I have a lot of love and compassion for people, and and I'm really about encouraging people, others, and helping them love themselves, and just being a light. I just let
That's
God allow
awesome.
me to be a light, and yeah.
That's
I've just
awesome.
I've had a lot of things, and so I'm still growing. You always continue to grow. Always need to continue to grow.
That's what we all do. There if you stop growing, you've stopped breathing,
Yes,
because there's always something new to learn. In every
yes.
single day there's something new to learn. Um, I was in church yesterday and we had a special guest. I don't know if you've ever heard of Johnny Rowlett.
Mm-mm.
He's a um, he's a Christian country music star, and he has an amazing ministry. He's been in the ministry for 30 years,
Oh wow.
and he's won Dove Awards, and he was in our church yesterday and on Saturday night, and what a testimony he has. But he shared something. I've I've heard the truth of Jesus on the cross, and when he says, um, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" And I've always been taught that Jesus can't look on sin, and that Jesus had that God can't look on sin, and that he had turned his back on Jesus. And I had never in all my years, and I was raised predominantly in non-denominational churches,
Yeah.
and I had always been taught that God had turned his back on Jesus at that moment. God can't turn his back on his children any more than we could turn our backs on our children. And what Johnny had brought to our attention, and it's something that we have to study out for ourselves, is I believe it was in Psalm 22, and it paralleled word for word. In the Old Testament, there were no Bibles.
Right.
And so he they learned the scriptures through song. And in, I believe it was Psalm 22, word for word, exactly what Jesus said at the cross. Father, why have you forsaken me? And it wasn't, if you read that psalm, it wasn't, why have you turned your back on me? I can't remember everything that he said, but it was just so beautiful. It was a total new revelation for me. And if we're
Yeah.
not having newness of life or new revelations in different areas of our lives every day, then we've just stopped living. You know, there's always something new to learn. Whether it's that the leaf bug that I always called a leaf bug is a katydid. I didn't know that, and I
Yeah.
discovered that this year. You know, I was called a leaf bug. That's what I grew up calling it. So it was a leaf bug, but I learned it was a katydid. Fascinating. You know, I mean, it's something as simple as that. But we always need to be learning,
Yes.
or we stop moving, we stop growing. So,
Yes.
so what made you decide to do hauls, as they call them? I guess because I don't do that on my channel.
Yeah.
What made
Well,
you decide to do that for?
I just it kind of was, I mean, because was watching people doing hauls and stuff, and my mom's like, you could do that, and you know how to shop. I've taught you how to bargain shop, and and stuff. So, but sometimes it does get tight money wise to do that continually on a show, on a channel. So that's why I went to Temu, because it's cheaper and I can get a lot for just a small price. But but God's really been convicting me, honestly, for about, shoot, it's been a while, like 3 or 4 months, to bring back my Christian content more. Because I do my inspirational vlogs, and sometimes I'll record myself speaking about something and stuff like that, and do my shorts and stuff. But I know that he's wanting more, and so that's and when God reveals things to me to do, sometimes I hear myself doing them already. And that's the only that's the only way I can explain
Isn't
it if you
that
can understand. Like I can hear myself preaching or teaching before that's how he tells me he wants me to do it.
he
I can hear
he
myself in
plants
my
it?
head. Yes.
He plants the thought before he reveals
Yes.
it.
Yes, and
It's
I'll hear myself reading the word, like just for a morning word, and stuff like that. So I'm going to start bringing more of that to my channel, because I used to be the leader of a ladies ministry at my old church, and my
oh,
mentor did it with me, and I planned ladies retreats. I preached at some of them. Then I did teachings throughout like once a month at our ladies meetings, where I'd bring other people in or have other ladies do it. And it was really awesome. And so that was like a learning, just I learned so much doing all that. And plus I used to be a very backward person, and I wasn't one to like be in the limelight at all.
uh-huh.
And God, when I started going to that church, God had been dealing with me about singing a special all by myself. I'm like, what? I go, I can't do that. And he's like, nope, I want you to do it. He was getting me used to being in front of people so I can teach and do whatever. And so my first time I did it with my sister, my younger sister, we sang together. Then the next time, I found this song, and I know it was really, for me to sing it, it really explained where I was at, and it was called Beyond the Open Door.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, yep. I got up there and I sang it, and at one point, I was lost in the spirit. Opened my eyes, and everybody was raising their hands and everything. I was like, oh. But
Isn't it
one of the verse of the song is, beyond the open door, there's a new and fresh anointing. Hear the Spirit calling you to go. Walk on through the door, for the Lord has gone before you into a greater power that you've ever known.
Would you like to sing
Yeah.
it for us?
Oh Lord, I don't know if I could even remember it. If I could sing it, my allergies are bad, but I'll try. Let me get a drink. Beyond the open door is a new and fresh anointing. Hear the Spirit calling you to go. Walk on through the door, for the Lord will go before you into a greater power you've never known before.
That's
That's,
beautiful.
that's all I remember.
That's,
I just remember the verse.
that is beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. It's a powerful song. First time I heard it, I just happened to hear it on Christian TV once, and it was, remember Michael English years ago. I heard him sing that song, and that just stuck with me, and I knew that it was a song I was supposed to sing.
Boy, that's a
But it was
name
right
from
after.
yesteryear.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh,
But I, like you were saying, just, being open to learn new things and stuff. I
yeah,
keep something God keeps pressing on me is that we still don't know who He is. We and to not keep Him in a box. He says, "You
absolutely.
will not learn. You will not know who I am if you keep me in your mindset of who I am."
That's right.
And I'm like, okay. I mean, because what I'm going to be doing a video on this, but like in January of this year, I died at the hospital,
I
and
heard something about that last night
yeah,
when I was looking
yeah,
at your.
I I my kidneys stopped functioning at home, and I was acting really weird, not myself, and so I don't remember any of this, and was at the they took me to the hospital, an ambulance, and I don't remember anything. Um, I like jumped across the bed and got a head injury because I wasn't
Mm,
listening to them, I guess. I've had this told to
wow.
me by nurses. Yeah, and so they took me to the CT scan to check my head, and because my head like was swollen up and so numb, and and I put me in the CT scan, and all of a sudden I went into cardiac arrest, and I died for 6 minutes, and they were calling nurses and doctors off every floor, a lot of floors, to come revive me because no one could revive me. And then Jesus did. He did. But I had a death experience, and yeah, and it was amazing. Um,
I've
it
got
changed
goosebumps.
my Yeah, it changed my entire life. I can't wait to do the video on it. My emotions with it are still raw. Um, and I think that's the way God wants it to be. Because I was thinking in my head, oh, I'm like, I was putting it off because I wanted to do all this editing and, let it be really neat. And He's like, I know, I don't want any of that. I just want you, everybody to be focused on you speaking. I'm like, okay. So I'm like,
He didn't
okay.
edit his word.
I'm sorry, what was that?
He didn't edit his word.
No, no. I mean, because I was going to add, because there was like lights and stuff I saw, and I wanted to, and just other different things, I wanted to add, but he don't want nothing. So, but it was like the things I was seeing was way beyond my editing experience. He's like, I don't want a movie because I just
Me
wanted to
too,
be,
Chris.
cause yeah, I mean, because I just wanted to be special because he's, it was really special what happened. It really humbled me. It really humbled me. And yeah, I can't give anything away because I got to do the video. I've already said a few things. in some of my lives, but it was meant to be that way because it like really woke some people up, I guess, in their life.
Yeah,
But yeah, I can't wait to do the video. I have to do it soon. I've been
I'm
feeling that
looking
he wants
forward.
me to do it. I'm sorry.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just kind of, I know God and I know how He is with me, but I know that it's going to be a raw video. I know it
It's
is, just because,
powerful, and
yes,
people are going to come to Christ through you.
I really, that's my number one goal. That really is, and to know and to see just how personal the relationship with God is supposed to be. You know,
Right.
it's not just going to church. It's a
No,
personal relationship. It's not
absolutely.
denominations. It's a personal
No.
relationship. That's
It's
why.
not about rules and regulations. It's not
Yeah,
about labels. I was
right.
I was taught years ago, labels will do one of two things when you die. Labels will either blow off as you go up or they'll burn off as you go down.
Yeah.
It's
Well, and
not
then
label.
and God's word says your gift will make room for you. You don't have to blast out. Like, oh, I'm this. I'm a pastor. You know, People will just know it. Because
Right.
if you're truly called to that, they will see it on you. Because when you see a true pastor, or or a true
Absolutely.
evangelist. It. You see it. And yeah, I mean, I'm just thankful, so thankful, and it's like I was at the hospital like 2 or 3 weeks. Then I had to go to physical therapy for 2 weeks, and it was an hour from my family. And so I got no visitors, no nothing because they all work, you know,
Yeah.
and I couldn't even see my husband. He didn't want to quit working because it would really hurt us financially. So I was there all by myself. But the first week there, all I did was weep. All I did was I had worship music on and I would just weep because of the stuff I was remembering from my death experience and
Right.
stuff. I did. I was just weeping. And I tell you, since then, my worship time with the Lord is glorious. It's like I sit down
Oh,
to do my worship
yeah.
time and His glory is just there. And it's been that way ever since my experience. And I hear a more clear, real clearly, very clearly now. I mean, even more than
Oh,
before.
I can.
And so it's
Yeah.
like, you know, like, God, why can't this happen to everybody?
I
But
can't remember if it was on your channel or where it was. I was watching so many different things last night. I think it was last night. My days are running together. But I heard something about, and I'm going to butcher it. I have you in a place where you're alone so that you can understand that I am enough. I I think or that I'm all you need. Maybe that's what it was. In other words, you're not surrounded by a lot of people. You don't have a lot of friends right now. You're isolated so that you can learn to rely on me and understand that I am all you need. And
amen. I accept
that was
that.
your moment
Yeah.
there in the hospital to understand that God was all you needed at that time. And He is
Yeah.
all that we need. And I really needed to hear that last night or the night before, whenever it was,
Yes.
because when I became disabled at age 38, I'm 53 now, I lost pretty much every friend I had because I no longer had anything in common with them. Oh, sorry, flies are bugging me. Uh, I lost pretty much every social outlet and contact I had. And I have
Me
felt
as well.
so alone.
Yeah.
And some days I literally weep for friendship. And YouTube has been an outlet for me.
Yes.
Starting my channel in January has been a real outlet for me because I am a social person.
Yes.
But hearing that was a release, and it gave me clarity to understand that I don't need all of that because I have the friendship that I need already.
Yes.
I have the relationship that I need already. And if it was on your channel, thank you. I don't remember whose
I don't
channel
know if
it
it
was.
was, I don't know. So most of the time when God gives me stuff, I don't remember half of what I say. Unless I
Yeah,
go back and watch it again.
yeah,
Or sometimes if it's like a vision, or I call them mental impressions, I guess.
right.
And I uh, I sometimes remember bits of those. I mean, just this week, God gave me an end time dream, and I don't get those very often. Um,
Hmm.
and that's why it was like, because I've had a few, and one was I saw a lake of fire, and I saw people just falling in it, like there was like demons pushing them in the dream, and
Wow,
uh, and I was on the other side with a bunch of people behind me, and we were all seeing this in front of us, and God had us up on rocks, safe from it all, and yeah, that one was really something. The
that's cool.
last night was just different. I mean, it just was like people persecuting my sister and my older sister actually, um and God raising up in me and me yelling, like God, well, not yelling, but speaking what God was telling me to all these people. And I literally felt God's wrath in the dream. And I remember pointing as a woman out in the dream and said, "You've been warned."
Wow.
And it gives me the chills right now. And in the dream, my older sister's husband prayed for a little boy. He had happened to fall, and and he heard a lot of commotion. He ran over there, and then me and my sister got over there, and he prayed for him. She said he's dead. He's not breathing, and so my brother-in-law prayed for him, and he came back to life in the dream.
That's incredible.
Yes,
I love it.
and so I was like, I woke up from that, and I was like, oh, I got to call my sister. I got to call her and tell her this stuff. I mean, one time I had
That's
dreams about scrolls that were given to us. People were chasing us in a store. They were like, "That's who she is. That's her." And this man walked by me and dropped a scroll right in front of me in the dream, and it started glowing. And I hurried and picked it up and stuffed it under my shirt. And I had no clue what that. And so I ran and hid, ran into my sister. Then same guy, showed up and dropped a scroll in between us on the floor. And my younger sister's husband picked it up, and because that guy said, "This is yours," and he looked at Lacey. So my brother-in-law picked it up, gave it to her, and he said, "This is yours." And
how
she put them both in her purse um, to hide them. And then she gave me her purse, and there was like a bunch of people sitting or waiting for some reason. And she started going to all of them, giving them words and praying for them. and stuff. And then
Wow.
those scrolls started shining brighter, and I woke up. Yeah, and I'm like, I have no idea. I need to like study scrolls, the importance of scrolls and things.
So do you journal your dreams?
I'm sorry?
Do you journal your dreams?
No, I don't. I've never felt like God wants me to. I don't think He wants me to focus on them. And when they're supposed to, when I'm supposed to remember them, He brings them back. And it's always sometimes when I'm ministering to somebody, or whatever,
Right.
or something I need to remember, he brings it back. But I used to write all the time. I used to do a prayer journal when I was younger, young adult, and then I
Hmm.
used to write just stuff that, like, God would just have me write, and He would write through me, and I wouldn't know what I was writing till I was done. And there's a few of them I gave to people to read but bring back because God told me to give that to them to read. And they were actually given to other ladies. After I gave it to one lady, my mentor, and she gave that one to another lady, and she gave it to another lady, and it came back to me. So it was kind of neat how that happened.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I wanted to put those in a book, all this stuff that God had me write, because they're kind of really, um, some of them have to do, like, have His nature in it. And, um, like, I had a vision. It's like as He was having me write sometimes, I would envision what I was writing. I could see it. Like, I saw a
Hmm.
rose, like, popping through the ice, like, or snow, a red
Oh,
rose. And it was just one, and it popped through and grew tall. It was really a neat. I don't even remember what all I wrote, but it was something like that, and I could see it happening while I was writing it. And then
yeah.
after that, like a few days later, I could see it in pictures of the transition.
That is awesome. You obviously have an anointing on your life, and you are here for a greater purpose. And I think
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah. And for a long time,
That
I
is
ran
really
from it. I was scared of it. I didn't run from God, but I ran from that.
right.
but I knew how. But I knew how to. I still had it in me to where I distanced God, kept Him at a distance, and I had
Right.
healing to go through to not do that anymore. And but my mom, she would every once in a while she'd be like, "You need to keep running. You need to stop running." I'm like, "Would you stop it?" So nope. I'm gonna keep telling you to stop running.
Yeah.
So yeah, after the death experience, and all of that, I've had a new, just a, it's just like it reset a lot of things in me. Um, it, I believe it reset my blood sugar. My blood sugar is awesome now. I don't
Oh,
take
wow.
near as much insulin as I used to. Um, and some of it's like the diets I have to be on, low potassium and low sodium, which I've always already on low sodium. I put myself on that for my lymphedema. And
Uh-huh.
so this the low potassium is very hard to eat because everything has
Yeah.
it, So,
Right.
but for a while I was just so stressed out, on what to do. And then my husband told me to buy the low potassium book I found on Amazon, the diet, and there's recipes, different things, So a lot of things I can't eat, which I was eating well already because
Mm-hmm.
we didn't order out. I don't go out to eat because all the sodium in the food, it's everything. I control what I put in me.
Right.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be, but people don't have that control. You know, and that's something that I'm more strict on and everything because I know it's my life. If I have, because to finish that story, like my kidney shut down, so that caused my potassium to skyrocket, and that put
Right.
me in cardiac arrest.
Oh,
And
okay.
so it's my life. Yeah, it's my life. My life depends on how I eat.
Right.
I can't have, get my potassium to be high. They're hoping it's not forever. But if it is, they'll put me on a med. But I'm like, just put me on the med now. But then I'm like, no, I will not learn what I need to learn by doing this diet and being, good with it,
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a Dexcom meter. I don't know if you've heard of those for
Or what is it?
diabetes. A Dexcom meter.
Oh,
It's,
yes.
yeah, it goes in your arm, and I got
Right.
that, and that was a whole game changer. It's like I like stuff I would try. I eat because it didn't have much potassium in it, but it spiked my blood sugar up. Like I love
I
bread. It's really hard to not do bread, and I
yeah.
love Walmart's French bread. I
My
ate
doctor.
one piece, and it spiked up to 300 just by
Wow.
one piece, and I was
Um,
like,
I'm
nope.
I'm also diabetic, but I'm very well controlled. I only have to take 15 milligrams of pioglitazone a day. I've never been on insulin. Um,
That's good.
and I'm actually really working hard to get off of medication.
Yeah,
And um, my doctor wanted to put me on Dexcom because I have complex regional pain syndrome in my right arm, so I can only use my left hand to test with.
yeah,
And
right.
so pretty soon, your fingers get pretty
Yes,
tough and it gets hard to test on just your fingers all the time, the same
yeah.
fingers over and over. So he was wanting to get me on the Dexcom, and my insurance
You'll love
didn't
it.
cover it.
Uh,
And so he's trying Libre to see if they'll cover the Libre.
you can go through the website, the Dexcom website, and you can get it for free there.
Oh, really?
Yes, go to the website and see if you qualify to get it for free.
But will they
Tell me,
cover the everything
yes,
continuous?
if the way I read it, yes. If I read it right, yes. Just go on the Dexcom 7 website. And yeah, I read that you could get it for free. I got mine for free. Um,
Okay, I have to look into that
not from
because
them,
I
but I
know.
got, I know I would have probably been able to get it for free though. But my insurance covered it. But yeah, the Dexcom 7 was a game changer for me. Helps me so much on how to
Yeah.
eat or what not to eat
Well,
anymore.
I don't eat that much, hardly at all
Yeah,
anymore. My appetite has so totally changed in the last
yeah.
year. I don't eat
Mine has
very much
two.
at all.
Mine has two since I was in the hospital. Not that I gorged myself. People think it's just because I'm overweight, I gorged myself, and I never have. That
I
hospital,
I
I just
used to
changed.
be I used to be an emotional eater, and
Yeah,
I used to overeat, and I used to eat a lot of junk food. And
yeah,
now I've become my mother. I barely eat, and I like meat, but I like meat in very small quantities. And
yeah.
my mom got to the point in her later years where she could almost barely stomach the smell of meat.
Mm,
And she would eat a few bites and be done.
yeah,
And it wasn't that she was vegetarian, because she couldn't eat very many fruits and vegetables either due to
yeah,
having her gallbladder taken out.
yes.
But she just couldn't handle the smell of it. She liked it,
Yeah.
but she couldn't handle the smell of it. But yeah, no, I don't eat very much. I think I'm starving hungry, and I'll fix a plate, and then I'm like halfway through and I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh well, it was really good. I'm just
Well,
done.
I think at the hospital, I learned to listen to my body more, which was
Yeah,
something that I was missing sometimes. But listening to me, to like when I really got tuned into my body, um, and I know it's God. I know it's a God thing because I have fibromyalgia
me
and
too.
lymphedema and neuropathy, and so just listening to my body more on how I'm feeling. Like, is this
In
normal? Is
America,
this and
we're trained to eat supersize,
yeah, yeah,
and we don't eat that much.
no. Well, it's like,
Just
well, at the
don't.
hospital, it's like I realized that what they were giving me is what you're supposed to eat, and I found myself sometimes not finishing the plate, which is odd because my mom taught us to eat everything on our plates, before
Exactly.
we get up, and so that's why that was in our brains, and but I've learned that it's okay, you don't have to eat
Take,
everything,
take smaller
on your
portions
plate.
and then clean your plate.
Yeah,
And if you need more, then get more.
yeah,
And also take a smaller plate, fill that,
yeah,
and then if you want more, then have more. But
yeah,
plus, a lot of times we mistake hunger for thirst.
yeah.
And if you drink something, preferably water, if you drink something and then you still feel hungry, then it's true hunger. But if you drink something and you're no longer hungry, then it was thirst.
Sorry, God's talking to me. Wow. Because all you're talking, God was making it spiritual.
Ah,
That's awesome.
well,
God
good.
bless.
I'm glad.
I don't think I'm supposed to share. I think it's for me right now to
That's
meditate on.
great. I'm glad. I'm so glad. Well, Steffi,
Well, God's been using. Well,
I'm gonna
good.
have
Well,
to go, but
okay. I
I want to
understand.
do this again. This is awesome.
Yes,
I'm
yes, I
loving
love
this.
it.
I would love to talk about nutrition and our
Yeah,
health. I would love to talk more about God.
yes.
This
Well,
is
and this
just
helps.
awesome.
This helps to talk to some people that understand, that have the same, somewhat the same issues, are living in pain every day. How they do it.
Absolutely.
And everything. It's that's. I used to have that on Facebook, but they got to where they were just negative all the time. I couldn't hack it. I didn't want
Yeah,
negativity
I
with
can't
it.
stand like,
Yeah, I mean, because it was fibromyalgia group, and
yeah.
they're all just being poor me,
I'm not
and I just can't do that.
no,
That's not
I'm
what I
not in
need. I need encouragement stuff. You have to have encouragement. You can't get to, because it's easy to get down in the depression though with it. Really
right.
simple.
I feel enough with depression. I don't need to add on to it.
Yeah, but good luck
I'm
at
fine.
your doctor's office. I know you said you have an appointment to go to
Yeah.
as well.
So I will go ahead and wrap this up. Um, I am so thankful for joyful Steffi to be here today. And it has brought me so much joy. And I hope it's brought everyone else joy to hear her testimony and hear about her channel. And I do hope that you will join me again next Monday for another live. I try very hard to put out a devotional of some sort on Thursday. It's called Thought for Thursday. I missed it this last week. I do have a video almost ready to go, and I will try to get that out yet today or tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll be Thursdays. um, but I try to put out gardening videos or other general videos throughout the week too. I've kind of slacked off a little bit this summer, but I'm trying to get myself disciplined to do that again. But anyway, if you're new here, I would love for you to check out my channel and see if it appeals to you. Be sure to hit the like button and leave a comment at the end of the live. That would greatly help me out. And if you've never checked out Joyful Stephie's, please go and check out her channel. It's a lot of fun. There's some wonderful, wonderful devotions on there. There's some real wonderful shorts on there. If you're interested in hauls, there's some good hauls on there. And just some fun hangouts too. So I do need to wrap this up. I pray that you are blessed this week and that you would go with God and allow him to guide your steps. So until next time, I am Karma with Lewis Acre Farm, and this has been Meet Me Monday. Have a great day. Love you guys.